Today you approach me. I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like a fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to Degenorocity, childhood video games. I love his videos. He's funny as fuck. And I grew up with multiple brothers, but the one that I was closest to always played video games. And so I naturally played video games as well. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to know all of these. I think that me and Degenorocity are somewhat, probably both in our 20s. I'm pretty sure he's a few years younger than me, but pretty sure he's gonna have stuff on here that I know. Wii games, GameCube games. Yes, that was the time. That was really the time. If you didn't live to see that, then shit, your childhood was trash. Anyways, let's get into
Distractions. They help me forget the pain of reality. So video games to me is like a blessing from the heavens itself. They take us to a new world with new opportunities where you could be whoever, with some of them being where you can straight up do whatever you want. It's peak fantasy. It's also a cool pastime. And as a kid, I was a bona fide gamer. I say as a kid because nowadays, other than the usual squad games you play with the homies, I don't really be gaming too much. The only game I really be putting my hours in.
I do. Shit. I don't really like Fortnite and stuff like that, but I really fuck with the Spider-Man games, GTA, Sims. I downloaded Kingdom Hearts, Ghost of Tsushima, and Red Dead Redemption, but I haven't started any of those because I was more focused on like Spider-Man and beating that, and GTA and beating that first, because I try to be like, you know, have some type of schedule, not just playing everything here and there, whatever. Try to be a little bit organized. But once I already beat Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales. So once I beat GTA, I'm getting started on them other games. For sure.
Is Overwatch, and I'm not proud of that. I'm embarrassed. Anyways, that's why I wanted to talk about games that I actually like. And if I do mention one, we might be long lost twins, because some of these games are my favorite of all time and have developed me into the man I am today. So take a seat as I discuss my childhood video games. Okay, you sat? All right, you gotta stay seated because this video is sponsored.
I've been seated.
You can't leave, you already sat. This video is sponsored by
I love that for you.
Coming out. Because of that, I ain't really played games like Halo or Call of Duty. I know they got story modes, but to me, those weren't the main selling points. I wanted to shoot people and talk shit on voice chat. So I played games where the fun wasn't in having a Wi-Fi connection, but connecting with the story and characters. And what better way to do that than with a property you already know front to back? That's why the Naruto games were my shit. I'm pretty sure I caught every single 360 Naruto game besides Storm 2. These games were so lit. I must have played the story mode of Rise of Ninja about 11 times by now. Mainly because it was so short. It only covered up to the Gaara attacking the village. And the game is only told in Naruto's perspective, so they skip a bunch of fights and storylines. Sasuke getting the curse mark skipped. Rock Lee versus Gaara glossed over. Ino versus Sakura, nobody give a fuck about that, but they skipped that too. Jutsus were also annoying AF to do. You had to hold both triggers and do some quick gymnastics with the sticks, holding it down. Thing almost gave me carpal tunnel. Half the missions are following rings, delivering scrolls, and going against these bum filler bandits. But back then, I would eat this up like a chicken Caesar salad without the salad. I don't
think Church's chicken is good, is it? I don't know. I haven't had that shit since I was like, I had to be like 10. I'm 26 now. Y'all, I just turned 26. I'm old as fuck. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? But also Corona. Yeah, that stole about 3 years out of my life. I don't know. That fucked me up. And then like the following shit, I had some personal stuff going on. Terrible. That fucked me up as well. So really, I feel about 20 years old. I ain't gonna lie.
I love the kind of open worldness of the game, running around a Leaf Village and construction sites. The oats were cool and stylish, and the ramen delivery missions, now those would make me come back to the game for seconds. These parts of the game went hard, and ain't that hard to impress kid me. All this game needed was the Nine Tails transformation and sexy jutsu for my attention, and it has both. I was raving. In terms of nostalgia, the game went hard, but I definitely say the Storm series was a huge improvement, and I say that not as a diss. It's hard to beat peak. The Ninja Storm series is literally the best thing anime games can offer. Although I've heard a lot of hype for the Dragon Ball ones, and Roblox got some cool games too, but I doubt any of them are better than Ultimate Ninja Generations or Storm 3. I doubt. I also used to play a few Xbox Connect games. Now, when I got the Connect, I genuinely thought this was future technology. Like you could
Me too, bro. Ironically, I got the Connect after I had the Wii. And so on a Wii, my game was that Michael Jackson game. I know them dances still. I'm pretty sure. Somewhere back there in the memory. I know them shits. And then on the Wii, I used to play like hella Mario, Mario Kart, Mario Baseball Slugger shit, Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Brothers. I used to love it. I used to hate the Mario Smash, the Smash. I don't know what it's called, but it's like Smash Bros or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I won't fuck with that. But the Mario, the other ones. Oh yeah.
Control a game with no controller and just using your hands and feet at the camera? This some Back to the Future type. I thought we gonna have this technology by the Xbox 720, but here it was, right here. So then we got a few games, Connect Joyride and Connect Adventures. Joyride was so fun, connecting both my hands to the game steering. It felt like I was actually driving a real life car. Granted, I only had the demo, so I did one race and it kicked me out, but I played a race on repeat. Connect Adventures, now this was my favorite Connect game. It was a bunch of outdoor activities I think you see a Boy Scout do,
I played
like
this.
water rafting, wipeout, target practice, stuff you would expect. Played this all the time with my brothers. My favorite one of these mini games was the aquarium one, where you had to block the cracks of blast so you don't drown. And me in real life controlling this game, you would think I'm a mime. Rafting was fun too, till I got to the parts where I have to jump because now I wasn't jumping too high because there's 5 other niggas that live with me, aka my family. And my room was upstairs. I couldn't be jumping around too much or too loud. My mom might have come in and beat my ass. So I was doing a bunch of little jumps, you know? But even when no one was home and I was jumping as high as little old me could, the Kinect still wouldn't pick it up. This was a problem for all my Kinect games, which is why I fell off of it quickly. I had Sonic Free Riders Kinect version, and I never finished a single race on that game because it straight up wouldn't connect my body to the Xbox. It wouldn't work, bro. I would try this multiple times and it never worked. And the game was Kinect exclusive. You can't play this with a controller. You have to use the Kinect, and since that ain't work, the game was useless. It was with this, I realized I ain't want any more Kinect games. My mom would say no to me asking for games all the time. I'm not gonna waste a few times she say yes on getting Kung Fu Panda 2 on Kinect. I needed a real game. Luckily, one day, the heavens blessed me with not one, but a 4-in-1 disc game. The Sega Dreamcast Collection. Crazy Taxi, Space Channel 5 Part 2, Sonic Adventure, and Bass Pro Shop. Crazy Taxi was crazy. Picking up people that expect me to drive them across the entire city in 30 seconds. And if I'm 2 seconds late, they get out the car while I'm speeding doing 100 on the sidewalks. Like, they need to get to this stop so bad they willing to break all their bones in their body. We was just going to the gas station. Why you in a rush? But that's what made it fun. Going crazy in the car, hitting pedestrians with no consequences. Sounds like a drunk driver's dream. And little me was inspired by this. This was essentially my GTA before I knew what it was. Great game. If you don't play BD Joe in the game, I don't trust you. Sonic Adventure. I ain't gonna lie, I barely played it. I thought the game looked ugly, and I tried to get into it. I was a big fan of Sonic, which I'll get into later, but I couldn't gel with this game, bro. I hated the way the characters talked. The dialogue would sound so awkward. Their mouths were animated like they had dentures. And the music is great, but the music would be blasting over them talking, so you barely hear anything they're saying. Thank God for the subtitles. I'm sorry to all my fellow Sonic writers. I'm probably speaking straight blasphemy right now. I'm just saying what I thought as a kid. I'ma definitely play this game again in the future. Hopefully the next time I play it, it'll knock some sense into me of how truly great this game probably might be. Space Channel 5 Part 2 might be the best dance game I've ever played. It's a rhythm game set in space about the villain Purge, who wants the universe to dance for him against their will. And it's up to local news reporter Ulala to save the universe with her dancing and guns. Space gun. And this game is so fun. The game having fun, wild levels going against alien plant monsters, battle of the bands, and did I mention Space Michael Jackson is a supporting character, and there's a mission where you have to save him from Purge, and it's actually voiced by Michael Jackson himself? This might be the best game of all time. The game is so colorful and stylish too. In the future, everybody got that shit on, bro. Nobody walks out their house with no sauce in this. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but the final battle of this game is probably the most fun I had with a final boss in a video game ever. You finally face Purge. He's freakier than ever. And it's like this one long song and dance battle. Purge and the setting keep changing, becoming more challenging. Then the final transformation battle happens, and it's so fun, bro. Words can't describe how fun this ending is. This is so good, bro. Really, the only complaint I have is that I wish it was longer, because you can legit beat this game in under 2 hours. But during that time, this game will have you dancing more than Nickelodeon Dance 2K edition. Space Channel 5 Part 2. It's up there with my favorites. And the Bass Fish and Bass Pro Shop game? It's fishing. Before there was any,
Nintendo.
Before my Xbox, before my Leap Pad, I've been with Nintendo. I had almost every one of their consoles.
The Leap Pad. Oh my God, unlocking memories. Unlocking memories. I mean, I even forgot I had a Connect. I forgot that was a thing that I was so excited about. You know, we got AI and fake mofos now walking around, like, so, you know, robots and shit. So a lot of them shits was like locked up in the back of my brain. But I remember now. I had a leap pad. I loved my leap pad.
Consoles since my birth. From the Game Boy Advance SP to the Switch. Man, growing up privileged is awesome. You should try it. I was drifting to first place winning every Mario Kart DS Grand Prix. They used to call me Mustang because of my skills and lack of deodorant. Bakugan Battle Brawlers though had me feeling the opposite. I would lose almost every game on there. It got to a point where I was just going on to play just to change my character's avatar because they had some really good fits in that game, not gonna lie. New Super Mario Bros. One of my favorite DS games. The story and format is a lot like most mainline Mario games. Bowser's in the drought and Peach is the rainforest. So he kidnapped her and Mario gotta save her ass free of charge for like the 12th time. Levels were super fun, the boss fights were crazy, PD always had me tweaking with every replay. It's a really good play. But I'ma be real, my memories aren't with the story mode too much. The real fun was playing the mini games and multiplayer. The mini games had me on a chokehold, bro. And when playing a multiplayer against my bros, I play harder than Prime Tyson. Danger Bob Danger, where I was avoiding a billion fast fireballs so I wouldn't blow, had me scratching my screen with my fingernails, making my bottom screen look like a cat fight happened on top of it. Puzzle panel had me sweating because I had no idea how to play this back then. I didn't get what panel I was gonna press. Like, how was I supposed to know which one to press? This is too much thinking for a 5-year-old. Wanted, my favorite mini game. This shit would have me locked in looking for Wario, Luigi, whoever big nose ass I was supposed to be looking for. I do my absolute best to find them as quickly as I can. Trying to get that time turned into nanoseconds. I ain't recorded then, but I bet on your grandma's soul I got the world record on this. Soon as I took a glance at who's wanted and I find them, I would beat my stylist on that bottom screen harder than I am. I did not treat my DS with care. And I can't not bring up Luigi's Casino games. This game put me on some of my favorite hobbies. Investing. But when I played his games, I was so bad at them. I didn't know how to play poker. I was 5. Luigi didn't care though. He ain't mind hustling the kid. Only game I was good at was matching cards. And ever since my losing streak against Luigi, I vowed to never lose in the casino ever again, no matter the game. I do not think my promise is going well. The 1v1 multiplayer was the best thing about the game. The first person to get all 5 stars or takes the other person's lives wins. This is the game where bonds would be broken, cause we would absolutely abuse each other in this, jumping on our heads above pits, using the giant mushroom to stomp them out and destroy the stages. And when I'd get the blue shell, wrap it up, cause whoever got that won the game. I'd just be cruising in that shell back and forth, killing my bro constantly, till he lost everything and I won. It ain't fun at all being on the other side of that, but being that felt exquisite. This game was so fire, bro. New Super Mario Bros. Is super replayable, fun, and has one of the best multiplayer modes for the DS.
It is, like, you can play it, like, at any age, and it's still fun.
Moving on from that, imagine something that had all your favorite characters put together in one room for your entertainment. No, I'm not talking about That So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. I mean Smash
Memories. I did not like Smash Bros. I said this earlier. I even said this in, like, I did, like, a nostalgia compilation. I don't like that game. I don't know why. Because everybody else loves it, but I don't like it. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Smashing wasn't just a game, it was a lifestyle. I used to grind this game, trying to be the best out of everyone around me. Even rock the Smash Bros cut at one point. My mains are Lucas, Palutena, and Isabella. And I'd spam the...
Well, actually, I think I know why. Well, I was like... Well, no, because I was going to say I was really bad at the game, and you know, as a kid, like, that could, like, really, like, turn you off, but I was bad at some other games, and it, like, made me want to be good, so I would, like, keep playing it, but, like, this, I just wasn't, no.
Exploding MFs and catching them like a fish. I was not a fun person to play with. Was I good? Let's not go too deep into that. We're talking about the good times here. I've been a part of this franchise since Brawl. Well, actually, I was playing Super Smash Flash before that, maining Naruto and Blade, because I never owned a Wii. I waited for the Wii U to come out for me to actually play Brawl. And if Smash Flash was the game to pique my interest, then Brawl made me a lifetime fan of this franchise. Because the story mode is a masterpiece. Everyone teaming up against Nintendo's most evil villains, Ganondorf, Bowser, Wario, Rob, to stop them from blow niggas up to smithereens. Like, the intro scene is the ancient minister blowing up a whole stadium full of people. The villains had no chill. They did not hold back. This is the scariest Wario had ever been. For the first time ever, he seemed like a real threat. When he's not in his pants, he knows how to put the fear in people, which made the mode even more exciting. The stakes were high. The story had me on an emotional roller coaster too. Crying on my hands and knees when Ness sacrificed himself to save Lucas, then going absolutely nuts when Rayquaza showed up, because for a sec I thought he was gonna be a playable character. But nah, they strip-teased me. Its stacked storytelling would completely distract me from the fact that it was pretty easy to beat. It takes about 2.5 SpongeBob movies to complete. But the world for me is in a standstill when playing this. I wish every Smash game had a story as good as this one, or even had a story in general. World of Light was not it for me, because it ain't about shit. Outside the boss fights and a few cutscenes, you mostly just fighting NPC spirits collecting trophies for so long. It's boring, bro. And the Wii U version didn't have a story either. Nintendo really only balled out for Brawl for story mode. The series is like the RoboCop franchise. Only one of them has a good story and the rest are... Brawl is the most nostalgic Smash game for me. It's not the best one, but it definitely has the best story. And also, I can't help but feel nostalgic for the announcement trailers for Ultimate. When Nintendo were dropping teasers for who and what will be added to the game back then, would be the most hype I've ever been for any video game. Those were not trailers, those were events. I wouldn't even know or play the games half the characters that were announced were in. Like, the hell is a Min Min? And damn, she got biggies. But seeing everyone online go crazy would be enough for me. Binging reaction videos of people going nuts to their favorite characters from titles they love. And Fire Emblem. Their reactions to these reviews would be so infectious that I can't help but go crazy watching it with them. What a beautiful time that was. When the next Smash comes out, hopefully we can be as enthusiastic. I trust that we will. Once Nintendo announces Goku will be in Smash, that shit would break the internet. Smash Bros for me is not only a great free-for-all fighter, but a way of bonding. I ain't got the best social skills, but soon as you pull out the Switch, that is not a strap, and you trying to smash, you'll have me wagging my tail like a labradoodle. We smashing, bro. And I ain't gonna hold back on you. What are we talking about? Smash Bros is one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. But when talking nostalgia, nothing comes close in this race other than a spiky, blue-haired alien creature. And I'm talking about no other than Rick from Rick and Morty. Sonic is my favorite childhood video game franchise of all time. I know that might sound weird to some of y'all because Sonic fans don't have the best rep going for us. In fact, the franchise itself don't got...
Oh, that is terrifying. What the fuck? Anyways, I think I had one Sonic game, and I never beat it. It was on Xbox. It was cool. It won't the Switch, like, I mean, it won't the Kinect, but it was like with my controller, and it was cool. Again, I wasn't the biggest fan of Sonic either. I don't know. I was just a Mario girl and a Wii girl.
With games being a Russian roulette to being great or garbage, I know there's a lot to be turned off by. But if you ignore the bad things, there's only good things. Plus, the first Sonic game I remember liking and playing was Sonic the Hedgehog. Nah, not that one, the good one. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This was one of the first 360 games I've ever played. Most of us know how infamous this game is. It's known as one of the worst Sonic games. The controls were bad. The camera was all over the place. Long-ass loading screens that pop up all the time. Glitches everywhere. And just a terrible gaming experience. A terrible gaming experience if you're above the age of 7. And since I wasn't, when I played it, I loved it. I would play this all the time. I thought everything about this was so cool. The story being Dr. Eggman kidnaps Princess Elise to get her Chaos Emerald and to find out the secrets of the Flames of Disaster, also known as Iblis, so he can do his plan of world domination. And Sonic gotta stop him. But also, Silver comes from 200 years in the future, where the world is over. It looked like hell, and is completely taken over by Iblis. And Silver is told by a guy named Mephiles that the only way to stop this from happening is to kill Sonic. But that isn't true because Mephiles is actually the other half of Iblis, and he's the bad guy. You can also play Shadow too. Mephiles, I thought, was such a cool villain. His character design went hard. His voice was deep and menacing. In my eyes then, that's all you needed to be evil. I thought the story and characters were engaging and interesting. Though even as a kid, seeing Elise kissing Sonic was a little weird, especially when seeing Amy. Like, his girls are right there, bro. Some of the levels were fun too. City Escape, my favorite. You sometimes get to ride an eagle and drive a car. Are y'all sold on this game yet? But I can't talk about this game without mentioning the glitches, because they're legit everywhere. Walking upside down on loops, getting sent to space, whatever this is. These glitches would happen so frequently that I could get how people would hate this game and find it unplayable, because it was. However, maybe it was all the red 40 and pencils I ate then, but I didn't really mind them. In fact, I'd have fun with the glitches on some of my replays. Look, I know for a fact I'm looking at this game through rose-tinted glasses. I know if I were to play this today with the patience I have, if one glitch killed me, I'ma rage quit and switch to a game that I actually enjoy. However, kid me loved it. I would replay it, and it's not
I saw that. I just need
to a game that I actually enjoy. But I can still see myself playing it in the near future. Project 06 version though, I'm not dealing with those loading screens. I loved Sonic 06. It turned me into a fan. So imagine how I felt when I played my first good Sonic game. Sonic Unleashed is my favorite Sonic game. Sonic turns into a werewolf. That's the story. Take my money. The game also starts off with the best looking Sonic cutscene I've ever seen. This shit rivals Pixar. The levels were so zesty. In the daytime, you'd play as regular Sonic, blasting through stages almost effortlessly in a way I hadn't seen Sonic do. The nighttime, you'd switch to Werewolf Sonic. Although you were a lot slower, swinging and doing combos on those robots and dog things always felt satisfying. The boss fights are whoopee! They were a good mix of challenging
whoopee.
while also being exciting. Besides this one, I hated it. When playing this, it was the best Sonic gaming experience I've had at that point. The cutscenes were great. The controls actually work, and there are quick time events. Cool. Sensational. But easily my favorite part of Sonic Unleashed is this little nigga right here, Chip. Chip is a fairy bat hybrid, I think, who, when losing his memories after Sonic fell on top of him from falling from outer space, becomes his quirky comedic sidekick. For a lot of the game, he don't do much other than cracking jokes, handing out chocolate to people, and just being a vibe. That's all I needed out of him. We weren't just on a mission to get his memories back and defeat an Eggman. On this adventure, we have become friends, companions, and I never wanted it to end. Spoilers for Sonic Unleashed in 3, 2, 1. It ends, bro! After going to the temple to regain the Chaos Emerald's powers, Chip gets his memories back. And apparently, this dude is God. His real name is Light Gaia. His job is to protect the world from Dark Gaia. And for millions of years, Dark Gaia would get stronger to destroy the Earth, and Chip would rebuild it back over again. And since Eggman awakened Dark Gaia, he's gotta stop it from destroying the planet. So yeah, he's God. And when we're at the end game boss fight, they are facing Dark Gaia in an epic battle, with them winning at the end, because obviously God and Super Sonic on the same team is like Shaq and Kobe. Might as well bench yourself when seeing them coming. But what I didn't see coming is Chip saving Sonic's life and staying behind at the Earth's core, and we watch him sink into the lava, seeing him for the last time.
That's him. That was that big thing that was scary. Was that little thing that was cute? That was the same thing. It's 2 a.m. It is 2 a.m.
Chip is dead. He died for our sin. This game had me.
He died, but like, well, when the mofo come back and try to do this to the world again, what happens then? Y'all shit out of luck.
Me feeling emotions I thought I would never feel for a video game. That by the end of the game, after crying my heart out, it made me want to go on this adventure again so it would never end. Sonic Unleashed is my favorite Sonic game, making me a lifetime fan of the franchise. Not only of the games, but of Sonic itself. I used to be watching those Sonic bloopers and creepypasta videos from back then. Sonic for Hire went 2 times platinum on my iPad. I'd often play fan-made Sonic games on the computer. Final Fantasy Sonic, that's just a work of art, bro. If I had a time machine, I'd show this to Leonardo da Vinci, because I know he'd quit. I know he knows he can't make something half as good as this. And every Saturday morning, you know I had Sonic X playing on my TV. That Amy Ghost episode had me doo-doo in my pantalones. I'm kind of yapping at this point. Sonic is the best. Sonic for president. Let's wrap it up. And those were my childhood video games. Of course, they weren't all of them. I didn't bring up no Flash or mobile games, and I didn't even bring up Pokemon, jeez. But this video has already taken too long to make. I'm basically editing on a Chromebook. Bear with me here. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I send you my massage through the screen. Then in the comments, tell me about your favorite childhood video games and what you liked about it. Thank you, Opera GX, for sponsoring.
Was that Clip Penguin? Another memory unlocked. Like I said, I mentioned some of my favorites. And like I said, a lot of my influence at least was like a mix of like stuff that I wanted to play, and you know, like I had the DS and I had like fashion games and like the dog games where you have like a dog and you taking care of it on the little DS, and Pokemon and stuff like that. But then and like the Mario, Michael Jackson games and everything like that. But then, like I said, my brother would always play games and I would see the games and I'd be like, oh, that looks fun. Like I want to figure out how to play that. And I would play those as well. So I have like a mix of different types of games. Obviously, there was like a limit. I couldn't play specific games when I was that young. Like I wasn't allowed to play GTA. I wasn't allowed to play God of War. Uh, which, which were games that my brother and my father were playing. And so if they were ever playing those games, I would have to leave the room. But yeah, so I have a lot of like a mix. And like I said, I feel like I'm a little bit older than him. So I can see, everybody has their own taste. So some of these I did like and did play. But like Naruto, I've never played a Naruto game in my life. To be honest, other than Dragon Ball Z, I've never played an anime game. I think. I don't, yeah. Sonic wasn't the biggest fan. Smash Bros, I didn't like it at all. What else? I don't remember, but I've talked enough. So, anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Y'all tell me y'all favorite games, and I'll see y'all in the next one.